So have you been tracking, I know you're always, in tune with what's going on with the DBs and everything. It seemed like this happened overnight. Just a few weeks ago, we heard Dunbar was upset. And then I guess Rivera just decided, you know what, I don't like the way this is trending. And they just unloaded him for practically nothing. Do you have any insight on that? And what is sort of your take on how that all went down?
Well, I know when you have a new coach, and I know of Coach Rivera from just talking to him at Coach Gibbs golf tournaments, and I know he's very tight with Coach Gibbs, and I know Coach Gibbs' mentality is if you don't want to be here and you're upset, you can go somewhere else. But anytime you have a new coach, man, and he's trying to set the tone, he's looking for his type of guys, people who want to be there, that aren't disgruntled, and a lot of times it's. I'm quite sure after their meeting, it probably went over well, but, I mean, they probably expressed their opinions about the organization and where they were at. And obviously, you see he's in Seattle now, so it worked out for Dunbar because he's a long athletic corner. He's out there with Pete Carroll, and he's used to having a long athletic corner, so he should be all right.
One thing I know about Shawn Springs, especially from doing the show Redskins Talk with him for a couple of years on NBC Sports Washington, you're super opinionated. Did you think that Dunbar was good? Like, did you think he was really good?
No, he was average, below average.
Wow. Below average, he actually
Why did he grade out so high then?
Grade out high compared to what?
I don't know.
Well, Pro Football Focus had him as one of the top corners this year. Let's talk about who was on the other side. Josh Norman.
Okay, great. The ball found him. Shit. So anyway, so let's be honest, right?
So you're saying he wasn't tested?
Oh man, okay. Well, we'll see. I mean, I think I don't like to talk bad about people, but I mean, I don't go off Football Focus. I look at the secondary and it looked like, I mean, he was playing well and he was cool, but it's totally different when Josh Norman, and Josh, maybe he's going to bounce back after the year he had, but every time I looked up, he was getting caught, the touchdown was getting caught on him, and Dunbar was playing solid, so maybe that's why he felt like he was the man.
But overall, you think that Dunbar is an average player, so not that big of a loss for the Redskins, because we were wondering, man, they only got a fifth-round pick for him, but maybe that's what the league thinks of Dunbar.
What do you think of Kendall Fuller then?
I think Kendall Fuller is real solid. He's really good at nickel. I think here's what I think about Kendall Fuller. He's not over-athletic, so he's not a super fast guy who can be on the outside all the time, but he's smart. He makes great plays. He's good around the ball. He studies films, and he works on his craft. And I think that he's one of those guys, he's solid, you can plug him in. I think the young kid out of JMU is athletic, fast. Jimmy, he can run, he's quick, and he's going to be a factor. And I think that you can let a guy like Dunbar walk because, I mean, you guys talk about grading out high, but when you look at the Secretary of Washington, like, I can't recall, like, do you think about in your head a play where you can just like, wow, they were just outstanding? Or a game where he was just like balling against somebody. I can't recall that, but that's just me.
Shawn, going back a bit, were you as surprised as I was that Norman got a deal in Buffalo? I know he's reuniting with Sean McDermott from his days in Carolina. I was surprised he got the deal that he got.
Well, one thing about Josh, he's gonna work hard. He's gonna punch the ball out, put him in the right system. I just think this system, when I said on air, that everybody in Washington was giving him a hard time, and me and Josh had a little back and forth. But the truth of the matter is, Josh is kind of like Rondé Barber. He's a good football player in the right system. He's good around the ball. He'll punch the ball out. He has great ball skills. Now, when you're trying to put him on an island and have a man-to-man all the time, that's a total different ask for a kid that didn't do that in Carolina. Now, Sean McDermott is going to have him facing the quarterback, zone blitzing, using his skills to jump plays and stuff like that, and I think he's going to be excellent. He's on the opposite side. The Buffalo got a good secondary, so he's going to have to play, and Sean's going to hold him accountable, so I like it for him.
So right now, in terms of the skin secondary, you like where they are with Moreau at corner, Fuller's at nickel corner. So who knows if Jimmy Moreland fills that other corner? Who knows? But Sean Davis, Landon Collins at safety. Do you think they need to go out and get another corner? Because I've been throwing out the name Logan Ryan from Tennessee.
Yeah, I think they're going to draft a kid. I think they should go out and get some kids in the draft. I think that I believe that there are probably some young kids out there you get in second, third, or maybe fourth round that can contribute on special teams, and maybe find a gem in the rough that can make some plays, like a Jimmy Moreland. I think Jimmy Moreland is going to be excellent. I think he's going to continue to develop as he's tough for his size. I think he can run with anybody in the NFL, and I think he's going to be a good player.
Joined by former Redskins corner Shawn Springs. A lot of people know that you have a relationship with Dwayne Haskins. What are your expectations for him this second year? And are you happy with what they did? They didn't bring in a veteran quarterback. They ended up bringing in Kyle Allen, who clearly will be a backup.
Well, you know what, and you got to be careful with that. And I told him, me and Dwayne, he was over here this weekend, but, Kyle Allen is a backup, but, I know the history of Kyle Allen. He was like a top recruit coming out of high school around the same time as Dwayne. And he went to Texas A&M, and, he performed well when he had his opportunity to play down in Carolina. He knows the system, so I wouldn't look at a guy, even though they say he's a backup, but, these guys in the NFL are hungry now. They're coming to play, so you got to be on top of your game, and you got to work. And, and we all know in D.C., it could be easily be a quarterback controversy by September 15th. So I told him, I was like, man, you got to work, and you got to grind and continue. You don't look like anybody's a backup because you're still trying to earn your position.
Is he happy? Because it seemed like, he puts out these cryptic tweets from time to time, and when there was talk of the Redskins just talking to Tua, he put out some sort of tweet. I think it was pissed for greatness. Is he working hard? Tell us what's going on behind the scenes with Dwayne Haskins.
Well, I know he's continuing to throw a lot every day, and he is working out. My thing with Dwayne, and then he does tweet and those things. My thing with Dwayne is that I'll tell him is keep your head straight and just focus on yourself, man. Only fear I have for any quarterback coming into Washington is a young guy or a guy trying to make your way in the league. You need a stud receiver on the outside. You need somebody to take the pressure off you. And if it's not the running game, it's got to be a stud receiver. So for Dwayne, and Terry, is awesome. McLaurin, he had a great year, and I expect him to continue to get better. And Sims were good, but hopefully maybe they can continue to improve their weapons on the outside to help them out.
How much is he working out, and who's he working out with?
Well, I can't go off of that. I can just tell you, I see him when I talk to him, he's always going to the field and throwing. I don't know his exact routine, of how many days he's working out or where he's working out. I know he throws at the fields and Tyson's, and I know he has quarterback coach and stuff, but I can't tell you exactly where he's working out at.
Right.
What do you make of the Trent situation at this point?
Oh man, I love, I wish we could keep Trent. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I'm like you guys. Trent is he's a stud, right? Like, what do you do? I really don't know what to say, but I'm torn about that situation.
So you love him. Obviously, Redskins fans love what he does. It seems to me that the market out there isn't what Trent thinks it would be.
Yeah, and so then if that's not the market, and you're not happy in Washington, do you go somewhere for less money and prove yourself again, Trent, or you stay here in Washington and just continue to perform where we love you, the fans love you, we know what you bring to the table when you're healthy. Guys, I would love to see somehow we could work out and make sure that Trent was just a stud and just stay here and play for us because he can shore up our offensive line, but I don't know.
Does Trent realize that if he sits out this year, it's over? You're not going to sit out 2 years and come back into the league. I don't care how fit you are.
Oh, we can't. These guys nowadays, these millennials, a different generation of athletes, and I can't say how well he's done as far as investing or saving his money. But these guys now, man, these guys, they like what they like, and they what they want to do. So I don't know if he knows he's, what the situation is like for him, but I'm quite sure he got great agents. I'm hoping he has a good agent.
Right.
Well, Shawn, when the lockdown is lifted, we got to go hang out in Ashburn, get some beers and get some dinner and catch up.
Yeah, you know, because it's killing my boy Mike Groves and those guys. Stay out of the spot, man. The steakhouse, you know.
I
Him
know.
and McSorley, you know, it's McSorley and those guys. They killing them, not to get steakhouse.
Oh, McSorley loves this. He lives at the steakhouse. He lives there.
I know, man. I know.
Well, we'll get there.
We maybe lost Shawn there at the end.
All right,
No,
Sean.
Okay.
Well, we'll get back out there, Sean. Appreciate
Thank
the
you,
time,
Sean.
man.
Appreciate it, buddy. Be safe. Be safe.
All right.